So I've got the blockchain side pretty well locked down. AI we use also for art creation, use tools, try to complete or create a complete game, use for coding. But I have to admit that before I started getting involved in this panel, tended to see AI here and blockchain over here. But in fact, the two are tightly linked, and that's what we're going to talk about today. So I'd like to ask my panelists just to introduce themselves, quick intro of what your interests are, and then we'll go into the Q&A.
Hi everyone, I'm Stefan, I'm from Fala Network. Shortly, Fala Network, what it is a cloud computing power blockchain project. So it's giving power to create agent and all apps on a multi-chain environment. Thank you.
Hi there, I'm Angela Dalton. I'm the CEO and founder of Signum Growth Play, and we are connecting the dots in a very fragmented entertainment and gaming environment in the Polkadot ecosystem. So I got really excited about AI and blockchain convergence at the advent of the LLM.
Hey, my name is Gus, CEO of Ultra. I've been working on this for the last few months as an investor and now actively as a CEO. Ultra, in 2 words, is a gaming platform. That's what the public can see. Behind this, there's a massive blockchain, which is going to become the gaming blockchain. Watch it carefully. And next to that, we've got the currency, a token, obviously, that we are pushing more and more as the gaming currency. I'll let you know much more about this later.
Very good, thank you. So let's kick off and think about privacy. So AI is a very powerful tool set, but as we've heard in some talks earlier, and just generally, there are a lot of privacy implications, data, personal identity. So just to throw a question to you guys, how about blockchain? Can blockchain help us? How will the two interact?
Well, to me, very short, and I give the mic. There's to me 3 major things where AI is going to get implemented into blockchain. There is one layer which is the security aspect. The security aspect, AI is definitely the major threats for blockchain, and so it is in the meantime the best place to secure blockchain as well. Right? So that's one block that's that we watch very carefully. It's interesting to see that security in blockchain today's market that's approximately 3 billion euros, and we expect them to grow to 35 billion in the next couple of years. So big markets, the security, AI into blockchain. The second aspect is the financial aspect. When you see how much AI is capable of running app, so it's basically making money. AI will slowly become as a worker, right? And if you have a worker, basically the AI builders somehow will ask revenue out of the money that you're going to make with the AI. So it's an interesting thing to see that until today AI was a tool, and tomorrow it will be much more seen as a worker that's making money. And this in the blockchain, it's a lot of things to watch. And then the last aspect of it is, of course, the acceleration that AI can bring into smart contracts. So, and for what we've seen on AI into pictures, like 5 years ago, to build a picture with an AI, you have to be an engineer. Today, like common people can build a picture. It looks like something, but it's not the best. You still need to be well trained to understand what the AI needs to be to make the exact picture. We'll see exactly the same thing in smart contracts. Today, AI is definitely helping somehow smart contract builders. In the coming 2 years, it will be an essential tool, and the step afterwards, anybody will be able to build a smart contract with AI. So if anybody can do so, it will be a massive step up for blockchain by anybody that can building a smart contract. So 3 things: acceleration in blockchain, financial aspect, and security. I'm giving the mic now.
Great. So I'll just pick up where you left off from the gaming and entertainment perspective or lens, which is that we are seeing a massive shift in game development. And we always say that a 15-year-old in his or her bedroom can create, can use studio level tools to create games. And so that's a big shift that we're seeing. And I think that the reason there are two reasons AI is really, really important when it comes to blockchain. One is that AI leads to this explosion of inauthenticity, or the explosion of inauthentic assets that come into games. And a lot of these independent game developers are creating games that have digital assets in them. And the reason that is important is because property rights are going to become more and more important around games. One of the reasons that I got into the space was the idea that, our tagline was, I want to take my Gucci bag with me from the holiday party to the Mario party. But then I want property rights around those digital assets. With AI coming in, AI is going to lead to this explosion of assets that aren't real. And I think game developers are going to lift up their heads and say, is there some technology that we could use to show us what provenance is, to show us which of these assets are authentic, to help users navigate the space? And I think blockchain is the obvious answer for that. So I loved the Orbit, I don't know if they're still here, but I loved the Orbit presentation, because I think that all of these technologies that lean into that are really ahead of the game.
Yeah, totally agree with you. I think AI is a great revolution. We're all agree with that. And for the relation with blockchain, I think it's a win-win solution. We got a lot of tasks to manage a blockchain: data management, information management, accounts, all these things. Identity is really time-consuming. If you can bring automation with the AI coach in that, it will be really powerful for blockchain. The other way for the AI, if we bring the code is slow, cryptographic things of blockchain into the AI, you've got the win-win solution, and you've got one of the most powerful technology we've created since internet. I'm sure of that. We all discovered that we can be engineers, scientists, medical stuff, with only a good model. We can do everything really quickly. So we can just imagine all in the further years, so like for the medical stuff, logistic stuff, for consultant, legislative, all these sort of things were really complicated to learn. So you can create your AI agent, get that on the blockchain, you have data management, and you've got something powerful, useful. And that's for me the big thing will come in the next years.
So to take that a bit further, more from a security angle, so we're looking at it from a privacy perspective. Gus, you're talking about was democratizing smart contract production. So we're going to have people creating smart contracts, doing much more with AI. Some bad actors are going to use those things to try to disrupt the system. On the other hand, we can use AI to make sure the code is right, to protect it. But what I fear is some escalating cyber war. Do you think we can win that?
Well, that's the usual thing. It's are we in threats or not? I mean, it's a bit up to us to decide as well. I mean, for one thing for sure is that today the big threats is still not there. Right? And for the moment, AI is creating more jobs than it's taking off jobs. And what AI is capable of doing is things that people are wasting time on. Is AI is gonna fuck us up at some point? I don't know. That's a big question. One thing is that in the gaming industry, when you look at the creators, for example, when you create in-game content, AI is a massive help to go much faster. And when you see what AI is capable of doing, it's not especially the fun part for creators. You know? It's a repetitive task that's when you're creating a world. I don't know, you want to create this world, right? You're creating the first two layers, the first two pillars. You ask the AI to reproduce the thing. As a creator, you don't like it. You want to create things that makes the environment original and special, and where you can have your own proper life, right? And making the same thing 100 times, it doesn't make it special. So for the moment, AI is definitely helping the gaming industry and creators to focus on the interesting side. Look at Ultra, we're distributing games and creating games as well. A very cool game, by the way, Ashes of Mankind, that's coming end of April. And on this day, we're already using AI to help us go faster and put the right people and on the task that's very exciting. Of course, I agree with you, it's taking off jobs because no many people used to do that. But if you can make them on another layers, I think it's for the moment. That's my point.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's just lights a fire under creativity and brainstorming. And at Dot Play, we are a games publisher. We're offering tools. One of the tools we offer is called Sortium for 3D asset generation. And when we talk to studios, they're saying, this is saving me so much time on the background, on the tables and chairs is what I call it, on the things. You're not using it for your heroes. You're not using it for like the core of the narrative or any of that. You're using it for all the stuff that would have taken you a lot longer, days, and cost thousands of dollars. And you're kind of just, it feels to be like a great creativity tool. And also, as a developer, as a creator, it's going to be hard to keep up over the long term if you don't embrace them because of speed and efficiency.
Yeah, I think definitely it's a risk. It's a risk, but it's more doctrinal operating things. I think we got to keep the good way of Web3. We got to keep it decentralized. We got to take care of the data management. I mean, that's great. I can use a lot of models today to answer my question. Whatever the question is, you can answer me. But what after? What is hidden within that? There is a counterpart. The counterpart is the most of the AI model will sell your data and collect your data. So they will start to build information on you or on your adversary or political party, whatever it is, or between nations. That's a big risk. That's why we have to keep it decentralized with cryptography protocol to control this one. Because if it's people who control totally this, you don't know what they're going to do with all this information. It can be really, really bad.
Can I just add something to that, which I think that moment, that kind of national security threat moment, we haven't seen that, and that will, I think, trigger all of the ideas you just laid out.
Yeah, no, just to make sure, don't get me wrong, it's not like no risk, obviously. And the notion of decentralized data is a must to make sure that the thing is not in the control of one man that control the patterns of the art. But still, for the moment, when you look at what AI has been doing in the day-to-day life of people, it's still the risk is still not there. The risk of controlling the vision of the world that you're having is there, obviously. But as much as when, I don't know, like when computer came, there were risks. When we inventing weapons, there was risk. And the world is evolving, and we're gonna have to adapt with it. I'd say. So I'm not the type of people saying, "Well, it's a risk. We have to be scared." No, there is a risk because there is an innovation. Now we have to bring the next innovation, to mitigate the risk. But it's not that it's something that we have to be scared of. We just have to embrace it and cope with it.
I completely agree. We don't have to be scared, but we got to be aware of what could happen. And as we say, no risk, no fun. Yeah. I totally agree with that. We get to experience a lot of things that we got to keep track to don't give too much power to big entities. And that may be what will come. That's my fear. But it will come.
And we make the blockchain what we the aspect that can save the risk of AI, because this is exactly the place where the data will be decentralized. At some point, regulation will come and say, well, all those data cannot just be at one place because it's not working, and to making sure that this, and even the users of AI, want to make sure that this AI is working properly and not just so controlled by a certain way of seeing things. So the blockchain is already a major part of the solution of the risk of AI.
Absolutely, that's what we're doing on Fire Network. We propose TE, it's a technology we enclave as a VPN to prove, guarantee confidential between each actor. It means that when you request an AI agent, the data is saved, it's encrypted, nobody can store your data. That's a decentralized way, I think, when I say that. We got to put blockchain and technology to be sure that the data will not be stored or manipulated by someone else.
Yeah, I just want to add to that what you said. The risk is there, but this will happen. So it's the only thing to do, because it's so unstoppable, is to manage that risk. And in the same way that decentralized nodes and the number of decentralized nodes manage risk in blockchain networks, that number will kind of provide this insurance in AI that of authenticity, really, and privacy. So it feels to me like blockchain is almost the perfectly suited applicator or solution to the problems that AI will create.
Probably one of the challenges that we have now to go on your sentence that we don't have enough what I call white collar investors to the sector. There is all those crypto fan that you see in the crowd today, and what we're missing in Europe is those classical investors that sees the blockchain industry as a serious industry that needs to be invested as much as the steel industry or whatnot. Making sure that this and one of the challenges also, and not to name this, a Trump guy who's launching his meme coins. This is type of things that destroy the thing, because all of a sudden you bring the industry back to the 5 years ago. Oh yeah, it's the thing which is to make a news about, and we completely missing the real utility of blockchain, of what's going to be in the future. Well, when people like you guys, I'm sure we're going to make it happen.
And how about we just focus on gaming for a while? So, Angela, you're talking about inauthenticity. So, give us some examples. What do you foresee, and how can it be addressed?
I foresee more and more digital assets in-game, more, as user-generated content explodes, and these are basically independent game developers in their bedrooms with studio tools, level tools. If you look at, there are only a few platforms right now outside of mobile, game studios. Those are Roblox, Epic's creator platform, UEFN. There's another one coming called Build a Rocket Point. And these are full of independent game developers, and watching their behavior and the games that are working, I think, is a really good glimpse into the future of gaming. In fact, Roblox is larger than all of AAA gaming combined, which usually surprises people. But the behavior that we're seeing is that the games that are working are the ones that have UGC, or user-generated content. What I love about Nitro Nation, just to give Nitro Nation a plug here, even though you didn't ask for it, is I love the idea that, if this is Nitro Nation's a racing game, you even have your own car shop. You can work on cars. You can actually own the parts. You can own the cars. You have this true ownership aspect. And what we haven't seen is an AI agent coming into a game like that and making fake cars, fake parts. And the reason that we were comfortable investing, .play was comfortable investing in Nitro, is because those are already on blockchain. Those are already going to be authenticated with a cryptographic proof, ultimately on Polkadot. So to me, every game studio is going to go that way because they will want to manage the risk. So
Gus, what do you think from Culture.io perspective?
Well, regarding the game, as I said, it helps a lot already on to building the games, but the in-game aspect is definitely something that's it's going to be massive in the coming years. So we already working on our side in an AI that's helping players to understand and to embark them in the game much faster. Because you're launching a new game, the didactic behind your games can take certain time. So an AI that's helping people to do so, it's already something. The next step is training the users to play with it in a certain level. And the last level, you see AI real character inside the game who's going to play with you, and against you. And somehow, and that's what's the financial aspect. This is also another aspect of the financial thing, is that when people's going to be able to build their own character and putting some data of where they want to see as the good strategy to play and start winning games because of the AI character, it's a way to make you money. And this is probably, of course, it's not for tomorrow, but it's definitely something that's, the technology is already there. It's just the financial aspect that needs to be solved. But it's definitely one of the big steps in the gaming that's going to come. We're looking at already.
Yeah, as a player, I really enthusiastic about what you're saying. I can't wait to have my companion who will be a full AI agent, created by a friend, by another player, to bring more lore, more narrative, more interaction into the game. I think it's really something that's gonna come and will be awesome.
So you've mentioned AI agents a couple times now, Stefan, so you're back on the hook. There's enormous possibility that how can blockchain help AI agents? What kind of combined functionality would you use?
I think blockchain can help AI agents. I will take the example of Fada Network. We provide a Fada cloud. That's a cloud where any person can create his own AI agent without a line of code. Today, to create an AI agent, you have to code it naturally. But we create an SDK to allow people to create the AI agent. So that's an avatar X in Twitter. You can create your own AI agent on Twitter, and you have to only set up the character, the lore, the opinion, some basic stuff, and then you can launch the AI agent. So we can imagine this sort of technology in all applications, in game, in logistics, in arts, in medical way. And that's something really cool. And blockchain can bring that, because with blockchain, you get the cryptographic capacity and the possibility to link AI agent to identity or not, and to be fully decentralized. So you get the free way.
I don't know if you heard John Linden from Mythical this morning mentioned that 20% of the activity on D-Market were AI agents. And I think people were pretty blown away by that number. And his point was you either ignore it, which a lot of people might be, or you embrace it. And really there's only one option, because it's not going the other way. It's only going to get bigger.
One of the things that's to be seen is how much the gaming industry with this AI and blockchain aspect will lead tremendous innovation to other industries. And it's something that you've seen already back then on all the streaming aspects, how much the streaming aspect into the gaming has led to tremendous innovation for the film industry. Because the gaming industry has such an enormous market cap. There is so much money there that we are in capacity to innovate for other industries. And what we're talking here and say, oh yeah, it's really cool to have my agent in the game, and then it facilitates you things and blah blah. It's cool, of course, and people can say, yeah, but that's just for gaming, it's just to play. But at the end, those innovations will be brought in all the other industries. So when you see what's going on in the gaming industry, we're definitely one of the industries that's led innovation for the future on this aspect.
Totally aligned with what you say. We see this in the military technology. Sometimes military technology brings something, we say it's only military, but no, it will come in your civilian life after that. That's the same thing for gaming. Gaming is an open door, or the foot in the door, to block this and bring all this stuff in different way. But yeah, that's, I think, a big opportunity to improve adoption of blockchain technology and cryptography by proposing AI stuff. We will incorporate useful and user-friendly things, definitely.
Yeah, I was just going to add that a lot of people ask me why, or I've been in gaming for 20 years and people are surprised by that because I don't look like the typical Call of Duty player, and I'm not. But I will say, what has always fascinated me about games is that is where the newest technologies and the cutting edge technologies that stick in real world applications, they always start in games.
So just jumping back to something Gus you were saying earlier about agents and finance. I think one of the previous panels was talking about sending out the AI agent trading for you. What's your take on finance and AI?
Well, specifically in the finance aspect, you mean? Again, AI, I think that, like back then, I think it was like 4 or 5 years ago, NVIDIA kind of fought very hard with the commission to try to have the right to get the money out of the component they were selling to the distributor, meaning that they were making a chip, right? And if you're making €1 with a chip, you buy €1. If you manage to make €100 with a chip, well, they're taking 20, right? So the more money you were able to make with the chip that NVIDIA was selling you, NVIDIA was entitled to take some money out of it. At the end of the game, they kind of lost the battle. I think AI will have face the same thing, meaning that the AI builders will definitely fight to get some part of the pie of the money their AI agent will make. And one of the solutions for that, as long as there were no blockchain, it's very hard to trace, to get the revenue stream back to the builders. At the moment you build that on the blockchain, all of a sudden the economy is there. You build your AI agents and you can stream the revenue all the way down. And you can say, well, whatever you're going to make, if you make 100, I'll take 20. If you make 500, I'll make 60. It's very simple to link the thing. So I think the blockchain is definitely a massive help for AI builders to have a complete revenue stream.
Yeah, totally aligned. It's a win-win solution. It's going to bring incentive, it's going to bring facility, and it's going to bring tokenomics, economics in this model. So it's complementary. Yeah.
We're done. I thought 5 more time, but I think that's it. So thanks for your attention. Thank you to our panelists.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, guys.